Hey everyone, have I here bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be doing a full breakdown of the Extreme Z Awakening for the AGL Dokkan Festival exclusive Turles and provide you some Extreme Z Battle team builds to help you along the way. So with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So a lot of people were anticipating this EZA for a very, very long time. And I would say some people are disappointed. Some people are like, okay, why do they provide restrictions for his support buff? And that's one of the things that I'm going to be talking about when we break this unit down here. This unit for a long time was the definitive support unit whenever you can run them. And I was hoping for the return of that, but unfortunately, again, with the limitations, I think they could have done a better job. You know, he's only on 7 categories, and providing him as another amazing support unit, I don't think would have been too hard to do for this EZA. Anyway, let's go ahead and at least break it down and let you guys know what I'm talking about. So the leader skill boost is now a movie class category, movie bosses class category for HP and attack and defense 170% across the board. So finally, we do have another movie boss leader instead of the full power physical Broly, which that needs EZA now these days. Very old unit, but again, this can be usable as 170% movie boss leader and do just fine. You do have a secondary leader skill in extreme class key plus 3 HP and attack defense 100% across the board. You do have a super attack, the meteor burst here, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy. And I always say this when I do EZA videos: extreme immense damage, EZA to immense damage, is the highest multiplier for SAs in the game. And then you have a medium chance to stun enemy, and then stunning, of course, very useful in Super Battle Road stages and things of that nature. Now, here's the passive skill, and here's what I'm going to be talking about here, is they should have just removed the restriction. And you're going to get attack and defense 160%, which is very, very strong, especially with the stat boost that Turles ended up getting on this Extreme Z Awakening. And here's the all allies key plus 3 40%. Very few 40% attack boost support units were around back in the day, and that's why Turles was so considered like the best support unit in the game. Defense wasn't as important as it is now, but it is all allies keep us 40%, which is very good. But they just said, oh well, we're going to only give you the defensive boost when you are going up against a super class enemy. Well, unfortunately, if you're doing harder content or the hardest content, which is red zone, all those units or all those enemies are extreme class, so you're never gonna fight a super class enemy unless they do something different with the red zone, which I don't think they are. It doesn't seem like they are going to be doing something different or putting super class enemies on there. So this defense just once again decreases the value of this EZA, which they could have just provided attack and defense 40%. He's only on 7 categories. That's really going to be relevant for this, and I don't know why they slapped on that restriction. So on top of that, superclass enemies, you are going to provide a debuff as well, attack minus 20%, and then of course you can activate Tree of Fruit of the Tree of Might boost when conditions are met. And this is an interesting boost condition as well, because it doesn't say once only. You can do this as many times as you can throughout the fight, but you only have a small chance of actually doing it, which is a 30% chance for the boost for 3 turns when HP is 80% or below. And I actually like the boost because the boost does provide some opportunity for this unit to stack. We'll talk about that in a second. And it's very, very strong for those few turns. And then of course, if you have another chance of boosting again, you can do that. Now I got this mixed up a little bit with the LR Turles, because the LR Turles you can only do it 2 times, but here it doesn't say once only, so I assume that you're able to do this multiple times with the Fruit of Tree of Might. So again, this unit's generally going to be designed for more of the Super Battle Road, things of that nature, than it is Red Zone, unfortunately. So, but I really wish they didn't do that. Now, Link skills, pretty decent here. Destroyer Universe, same warrior race, prepare for battle, thirst for conquest, brutal beatdown, big bad bosses, which is very important, and then fierce battle. And the categories, again, I mentioned 7 of them. You have low class warrior, movie bosses, pure Saiyans, terrifying conquerors, final trump card, space traveling warriors, and planetary destruction. The stats are incredibly good. HP at 19,559, very strong there. Attack almost 19,000, 18,997, and then strong defense at over 13,000. So again, I do like the EZA minus that only one little thing there, and that's all allies plus 40% defense when superclass enemies are around. If they were to remove the superclass enemy, this unit would be much more valuable. Now let's talk about the boost and transformation, or just the boost in of itself. Again, I like this because when you transform, you actually go from a one-turn super attack, raises attack defense, to a stacking ability. And they should do more like this, like limited boost or limited transformation, and then you go back, but then the limited transformation, you can do some stacking. And this provides that. So it raises attack defense, cause immense damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. Again, a nice boost there. And then the passive skill, you do recover 20%, which is really nice, get you back to 100% there. And then HP and attack and defense 200%. I'm sorry, attack and defense 200%. And then you do lose the attack buff for your allies and the defensive buff if you are fighting against a superclass enemy. And you keep the key. That's really nice. I think that's a plus there. And then you get an additional defense 100% when there is a superclass enemy. So you're going to tank extremely well once transformed if you're fighting against superclass. Superclass enemies also receive an 80% debuff to defense, and then attacks effective against all types if HP is 80% or more, which should be right away unless you're going to take some initial damage. You're going to be attacks against all type because you get that recover 20%, or you are like under, like, you know, you're under 80% by a lot, and then you transform and you only get recover 20%, then you are not effective against all types. Everything else stays the same. Again, in the future, I hope they continue to, you know, under transformations or things of that nature, the link skills don't change at all. They should just like have a mechanic to add more link skills. I think that'd be very strong, of course, very powerful. So anyway, I do like this stacking at boost mechanic, but then you go back here, and then you still have that 30% chance to activate the fruit again if your HP is 80% or below. So, all right, well, tell me what you guys think about the breakdown and the stats of this unit here. And now let's kind of dive into the breakdown for the Extreme Z Battle. Oh, one thing I didn't mention is I didn't mention the linking partner. Of course, when you EZA this unit here, you're going to link up and do quite well as a 1-2 punch with the Turles army. Not in Super Battle Row, or sorry, not in Red Zone, but maybe in Super Battle Row and things of that nature. Very useful. Now let's look at the Extreme Z Battle. And he is going to be weak against low class warrior, and then it's going to have a damage reduction after stage 20 against extreme class units. So basically, you can't use any extreme units if you're going to want to do any kind of damage. It's like an 80% damage mitigation. So you bring it, basically you want to bring super tech units is the way to go. Now, unfortunately, super tech, very tough to find. There's only a few with the low class warrior category. So that limited category with weak against is making this EZA a little bit harder than probably it should be, because of the team builds that you can only make. So if you're going to be building something like this, you can do, for example, the AGL Dokkan Festival exclusive Bardock, and basically the rest of the free-to-play units from there. Now you can bring this Bardock because he's grade 8 Bardock, but you know, having the EZA units being, you know, low class warrior and Extreme Z Awakened, it does help out for you to go ahead and try to use this type of team to complete the EZA. You do have some other options as well, like the support Team Bardock. He's not EZA'd yet, so when the Team Bardock EZA happens, that unit is going to be incredible. And then, but you can use, and you should probably use the Goku EZA if you want to use this team here, like, you know, kind of switch these out. Now, there's another unit that's going to be very valuable and can do a lot of damage, but you can't use them with the Bardock leader here because you want to use the EZA Bardock here, the physical Bardock. And if you want to do that, you have to change the leader to something like Raditz or any of the Pure Saiyans leaders on there, and then you can run this team here. Now, the reason I'm bringing Raditz is because he's a 200% leader, and all the units you see after Raditz there, they're all space traveling warriors, so you're getting the 200% boost. So that's a huge plus there, and I think that's very beneficial to really start thinking about using Raditz. And I always am going to like to find particular uses for Raditz. He's not going to do much damage or any damage at all, and he probably wouldn't have done it if the damage mitigation wasn't there anyway, because you know, we all know about Raditz. So this can be a viable team, as well as if you don't have the AGL Bardock, you're going to run the Raditz if you got lucky and pulled him as well. So again, another option here. Now you want to do kind of like a combination approach here. This is a team that you can run a little bit different. Not going to bring all the free-to-play Team Bardocks on there. You can bring in the Great Ape Goku there. You can bring in the Kid Go Fist there. You can bring in, of course, like I mentioned, the EZA Goku from Saiyan Saga. Now you can bring some units to maybe do some damage mitigation on, because Turles is a Pure Saiyan's Tech Goku is not going to take any damage. He's not going to do much damage due to the fact of that 80% mitigation, because he's not a low class warrior. And then the same thing goes for the Tech Gohan there. Again, if you change this and use the Raditz, you can do some other combinations as well. So the last thing you can probably do would be like a full super tech team with no low class warriors, a lot more flexibility and different units that you can use, but not having that ability to do extra damage because they're a low class warrior might not matter, because this team is going to do quite a bit of damage and have type advantage when you're doing so as well. So that's pretty much about it, and what I talked about when it comes to team builds. I'll probably end up actually using the Raditz team just for fun, just to again use Raditz a little bit more, because there's not much use for him. And but anyway, tell me what team that you're going to be running, what options you're going to be running there, any of these that you see here. But anyway, let me know again in the comment section below. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we'll catch you next time. Later.